Greetings friends, today I will briefly tell you about the 2018 comedy Overboard. Keep your eyes open and stay focused. Kate works as a regular pizza delivery guy and her family lineup is not small. She also has 3 kids with whom she should make a delivery to the other side of town in 8 minutes. Leonardo, the millionaire playboy, is partying on his yacht and deflecting calls from his father, who is trying to cope with his illness and see his son. But the whole absurdity is that the father wants to bequeath Leonardo an international company in which he didn't even work, so daughter Magda doesn't understand her father's tactical move and asks to give the company to her, and a fight ensues between the sisters. But the father interrupts them and asks Magda to find her brother and bring him here. Meanwhile, Kate brings the children to her mother, but she unexpectedly tells her that she was called to an audition for a role and she is leaving tonight. But Kate is indignant because her mother promised her that she would help because Kate has to pass her nurse's exam, but mother does not care. She is too mesmerized by her future role. Kate also happens to work as a cleaner, so when she gets a lucky order with a yacht, she calls her friend and shows these fabulous beauties. But under the piles of blankets is Leonard. He thinks Kate is pretty cute, but some of her facial features are too big, so he wonders what animal she is being compared to and shows a cartoon mouse on his buttock. But their dialogue is interrupted by girls who wants to have some fun with our millionaire. But already in the jacuzzi he notices that his sister has come to visit him, Magda. She demands that his brother come to his father, but he's not going anywhere. A little later Leonard mistakes Kate for another maid and asks to bring fruit. But Kate does not comply with his whims and he fires her without even paying, and when the captain comes, the playboy demands to go sailing and get revenge on Kate, but he did not think that she would be with him for the next 24 hours, so he had to throw her overboard. Kate returns to the pizza place and tells him that the cleaning company fired her and billed her $3,000 for the vacuum cleaner. And the night that Leonard was partying with the girl, he suddenly runs out of condoms. But his servants aren't going to answer his call because it's their 9-minute well-deserved dinner. Then Leonard has to go get them himself. The gold has been found, but due to the violent rocking and alcohol he is dangling from the ship, and the attendants are busy doing their own thing to save their boss. But he wakes up on shore and goes to town, where he attracts the attention of a policeman and rushes out, but the policeman helps him by taking him to the hospital. He tells us that he doesn't remember anything, but his whims remained. He asked to find him a nurse who was prettier, but the doctor said she was the best. Magda arrives at the hospital, and when the doctor says he'll be sent to boarding school if he can't remember anything, the sister quickly leaves the hospital. And Kate's debts are piling up and she should be evicted by July 16th. But at the pizzeria, an employee shows her the news that a homeless man with amnesia has been found. So her friend offers to forge documents and photos and introduce herself to the hospital as his wife. The man flatly refused to accept that she was his wife, but when she remembered that he had a tattoo on his right buttock, all his doubts dissipated. She even made up a beautiful story of how they met on the beach in Tortuga. So the doctor discharges him and they come home, but he still can't believe this poor life with 3 children that aren't even from him, but from a donor bank because he's infertile. So he sends himself off to the bathroom, but not for business, but to escape, and he doesn't succeed. He gets caught on the street and comes back. The daughters play along with their mother and convince the new father that he was a fan of the soccer team, so all his clothes have this logo, and he lost weight a little because he quit drinking. In their home, he will do many roles, such as cook and cleaner. The eldest daughter complains to her mother before going to bed that she will not play along while she is watching the little ones, because Leonard can do it, but Kate is against trusting her children to a stranger, and when she leaves the bedroom, Leonard wants to make love to her, but she sends him to sleep in the barn until morning, when he already has to go to work at the construction company. And Sister Magda has already had time to notify the crew of her brother's loss, to go to a ritual agency and collect his alleged ashes from a barbecue in the park and bring them to her father, who smells the smoked meat and wills the company to Magda after all, but she fake cries that she is losing her father. And Leonard is taken to work in the morning, where his future colleagues laugh at him because his hands are so delicate, as if he worked in a beauty salon. Their job today is to dig up a very rich uncle's pool, but beyond that, Leonard manages to make his co-workers laugh even more. And after a day's work, he collapses on the couch without energy, but his loving wife makes him go to the store, and to avoid agonizing over dinner, he finds a magazine with easy recipes. The children are satisfied, but Kate wants something new, so tomorrow he cooks them a new meal. Leonard goes outside to clean up after the dog and realizes why he has forgotten this life. Because it is a nightmare, even his wife won't let him make love and sends him back to the barn. And the next day Leo tries to talk to the men that his whole life is as if it is not real and lists the factors of what he does not believe in. But the men laugh at him and say that they have everything the same and Leo is still lucky with his wife. Meanwhile, Kate goes to see Teresa and thanks her for her help. Leo makes it much easier for her to cope with her affairs. When Leo returns home, he already has feelings for Kate and brings her ice cream, all for the sake of getting laid, but Kate refuses again. Meanwhile, his other sister Sophia is having a monologue with her father about how much Leo helped her and notices the name of the ritual agency on the flask of ashes and asks for Leo's death certificate. The next workday comes and Leo is carrying the bags and notices the name of his own company and insults them for the quality of the bags and then gets his first paycheck, so happy to go home with the groceries. Emily decides not to lose her chance and lets her watch Leo's sisters, but while Kate was delivering pizzas, she noticed her older daughter in the pool, so she took her home and thought something was wrong with the kids, but everything was more than okay. He even said a French saying that made him surprised himself. But Kate immediately prompted that he worked as a tour guide, so he knows a few phrases. And Emily had to be punished, but her father decided that was too harsh and should act a little differently. But Kate asks not to be taught how to raise her children, and then Leo is offended and leaves the house. He goes to an AA meeting and everyone listens intently as he remembers nothing, and his sister answers that there hasn't been a shark attack in their neighborhood in 4 years. The officer knows this for sure. When he returns home, he offers his wife to take care of the children and to work instead of her on shifts so that she can prepare for her nursing exam. The girl is only too happy for that, but unexpectedly he cuts himself and is terrified of blood, so Kate skillfully treats the wounds and Leo thanks her, so there's a spark between them and she lets him sleep in the house. And the next day, he's already fully engaging in the role of pizza delivery man as Kate. She's already starting to get used to her new husband, by the way, and Magda suddenly doesn't find her father on the bed and thinks he's deceased. But Grandpa is alive and well, even went to the bathroom by himself today and finally decided to give the company to Magda. But Sophia in the meantime continues to find out the lies of her sister, and Kate can't take it anymore and thinks about confessing that she is lying to him. But at home she doesn't have the strength to tell the truth and she lies that it's their anniversary, so they go partying at a club. After which he manages to tell Kate beautiful stories and kiss, and do all sorts of things in bed as well. Things get better, he befriends his co-workers and they finally finish building the pool. And when he got home, Kate asked him to go grocery shopping, but he found condoms and thought it was hers because he was infertile. That's when she decided to tell the truth that she wasn't his wife and his kids weren't there, but he started resenting her again, so she took him to the kids, but they said it was their father because they liked him. And on the street Teresa admitted it was hers and he understood her as a person, and suddenly her husband ran out of the house screaming that she had passed her nursing exam and all her friends headed to the beach to celebrate her new job. But one of the men on the beach took a picture of Leo and sent it to the captain of the ship, who in turn had already reassured the family that their brother was alive. So the next day when the family returns home from the beach, there's a car waiting for them with the whole Montenegro family, and here Leonardo understands everything. She cheated him that she is his wife and these are his children, and she is that mean cleaning lady. So he leaves to pack his things, but there's nothing there that belongs to him, so he gets in the limo and drives away in tears. And when he returns, his father gives him ownership of the company again, which Magda is not happy about, and the next day when his father realizes that Leonardo has turned the yacht around, a family quarrel ensues in which it is revealed that his father is against their relationship. Sophie finds evidence that Magda has left her brother alone in the hospital, but suddenly a ship's horn can be heard. It's Kate, but his father changed course so he jumped overboard and she did the same, But his father gave him a choice, either his money or not a dime, but a relationship with Kate. But Leonardo chose love, and after a while was already preparing breakfast for the children, as suddenly the captain comes and says that Sophia asked him to notify that in fact the yacht is Leonardo's fortune, because his father gave it for his birthday, and the value of such equipment is $60 million, but they do not sell it yet, but to roll a loud wedding. Support the channel by subscribing, liking, and turn on notifications. And don't forget to comment on the video, because it will help in the promotion. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I do not say goodbye.